From homelessness to the sweet smell of success, Springfield Shayla Coon's journey is a tale of triumph. Exposed to violence and drugs, she turned her hardships into a thriving cookie empire. And Shayla joins us today. Welcome, Shayla. It is a pleasure to have you. Tell us how you went from homelessness to being a community hero.
Purpose. It was purpose. It was a passion that I had for baking, but it was a purpose to break generational curses of poverty and just create second and third generational wealth for my children and my grandchildren.
How did you grow up? What was your childhood and life like?
So, you know, I grew up in the projects, a poverty mindset that didn't change. In the midst of it, there was violence on a daily basis. My stepdad was extremely abusive, but I also did have grandparents who sowed into me hope and purpose and a mission to become better than anything that had been showed to me.
Where did it kind of go off the rails for you?
Yeah.
And then how did you get that train back on track?
I became a teen mom. I gave birth to my son, and I took him with me to college. It was a struggle, and I didn't have just one child. I had one, and I had 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I didn't lose sight of the goal. By the time I graduated college, it did take me about 6 years, but I graduated with honors, with 4 kids under the age of 6.
Part of what drew me to this story is your incredible strength, is your incredible, just the wherewithal to overcome. So how then does this strong, college-educated woman with 4 kids that she's raising, how does she find herself unhoused and homeless? How did that happen?
So, I was with my ex-husband for a long time, right? We were teenagers. And so, you know, he fell into drug addiction. And it just got to be abusive in more ways than one. And I didn't want my kids there. And I lost everything. And that's how I ended up in the shelter.
You are always trying to give your children the best life possible, and you take them out of this bad situation with your ex-husband, and you're in the shelter. How do you get out of the shelter to even begin to dream about having businesses and baking and owning those restaurants?
You have no idea. The feeling of, do you pay your bills or do you feed your kids? The addiction had taken over so much, not my addiction. And it felt like I was just pouring money into a hole. And oftentimes, sometimes my fridge would be empty. And then at that shelter, I remember my son, number 4, he was in the military and he came to visit me and it was Christmas time. We didn't have a tree. And the girls, they drew a tree out of paper. And my son walked in. I think I was more devastated than him. And I was so ashamed. I was ashamed. And as I sat and I said to myself, I'm gonna do this, but I'm not gonna leave people in the hole. So I'm gonna create a franchise model that will provide attainable and sustainable self-employment with a heart towards single moms, people of color that are marginalized, but the average person, I don't care what color you are, the average person that's told, you're too average, you cannot get this franchise. That's the heart of what I'm doing, and it's because of that.
You overcome all of these things, and now you've got this cookie empire, the baking that you wanted to do, the degree and the honors. Where does the cookie business stand right now?
We got a shop in Springfield. We just opened up a shop in Chicopee, Massachusetts.
So I gotta taste these cookies.
Yeah,
Because these cookies have not only inspired a dream, they've built a dream.
Yeah.
What cookie should I try first to get the full cookie lady Shayla Coon's experience?
So this one right here
Okay.
is called the Dark Berries, what we call a mudslide double chocolate cookie. And it's got a Nutella truffle glaze on top with a strawberry crumb that we make in-house.
I'm gonna try this cookie and try not to make
Try.
a mess.
Okay, I'm gonna grab a piece.
All I can say is that these cookies are so good. This is the best cookie I've ever had in my life.
Isn't it bomb?
This is the best cookie I've ever had in my life. Shayla Coons, you are an inspiration. Thank you for coming on to Boston Globe today. Thank you for taking the time to share with us your overall experience. It's like you can taste the love in the cookie.
That's awesome.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate it. Thank you.